Hello and welcome to the 11th episode of Let's Learn. Now today, Let's Learn UPSR Mathematics. Okay, so it's the 10th episode for UPSR Mathematics. I do cover PT3 as well, and in the future I'll be covering SPM. Okay, so today we'll be covering UPSR Mathematics, paper 1 for the year of 2017. Okay. So in this book, they have past year questions, they have model questions as well as the question bank. Okay, so let's get into it. So we've already done up to question 20, all right? And let's look at question 21. The bar chart shows the type of vehicles used by the workers to go to a factory. The number of workers, there we go. The number of workers that go to the factory by car is not shown. Okay. Now there are 120 workers in the factory. Calculate the number of workers that go to the factory by car. So 120 workers in the factory, and they want to know how many go there by car. So you can see here number of workers. So those that take the bus, 40 of them, right? So total is 120 workers. Okay. Now by bus, we have 40 workers. By bicycle, we have 25. How do you know that? You see, 20 and then 2 boxes becomes 30. So the difference between 30 and 20 is 10, right? And if I divide it by 2 boxes, because I only want to know the value of 1 box, then it will be 10 divided by 2, which is 5. Okay, so 20 plus 5, 25. Now total is 120 workers. By bus is 40, by bicycle is 25. So the rest come by car. How do I do that? I take 120 minus 40 minus 25, right? So borrow 1 from here becomes 1. This one becomes 10. 10 take away 5 would be 5. 1, I have to take away 4 and 2. Not enough. So borrow 1 from here becomes 0. Then the 10 plus the 1 becomes 11. So 11 minus 4 would be 7. 7 minus 2, 5. So the answer is 55, which is D. Okay, now let's look at question 22. Diagram 3 shows the price of 2 types of items bought by Sharif. Sharif bought 10 similar cans of milk and several similar bottles of jam. He paid with a 100 ringgit note and received a balance of 15 ringgit and 50 cents. Calculate the number of bottles of jam that Sharif bought. So, let's look at how much he has to pay for the milk first, okay? So he bought 10 cans of milk. So it's 2.85 times 10. Now in times 10, what you do is decimal point goes to the right 1 time. So it becomes RM2850. Okay? That's how much he paid for the milk. Now, he paid for everything with a 100 ringgit note, and he receives a balance of 15 ringgit and 50 cents. So what happens is that he has 100 ringgit, right? He gets back 15 ringgit and 50 cents. So how much did he pay for both milk and jam would be, there'll be 50 cents here because we borrow 1 from here, which makes it 0. Now this one is 10, but I need to borrow from it, so it becomes 9. And this is also 10, but this one needs to borrow from this one, so it's 9 again. Okay, and this one becomes 10 because this is the single cent and it's not borrowing from this one. Okay, so 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 5 is 4. 9 minus 1 is 8. And this is 0, so we let it be. So this is how much he spent on both milk and jam. Now we know the total that he spent for milk is 28 ringgit and 50 cents. So minus 28.50. Okay, 50 cents minus 50 cents becomes 0. Okay, 4 I cannot minus 8. So I have to borrow 1 from here, 7. And this one becomes a 10 plus 4, which is 14. Now 14 minus 8 would be 6. And 7 minus 2 is 5. Right? So 56 ringgit was spent on the jam. So what times 7 equals to 56? Oops. Supposed to be a curve. Sorry. So remember, 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 6 is 42. 7 times 7, 49. 7 times 8, 56. Alright? Minus 56. So, how many bottles of jam did he buy? 8 of them. Okay? Which would be B. Okay? Now let's look at the next question. This is the, I believe, 11th episode, right? Time flies. Now the following is a conversation between two boys. Oh, why is this so unclear? There we go. Now, Faisal, I have 180 pieces of stamps from various countries. You can have some of these stamps. Faisal says, thank you. Now I have 168 pieces of stamps altogether. And Firdaus say, I still have 142 pieces of stamps. So you have to calculate the number of stamps that Faisal had before he received the stamps from Firdaus. So first things first, we need to see how much Firdaus gave to Faisal. So he started off with 180 stamps, but now he has 142 stamps. Okay, so we want to see how many did he give to Faisal. So this one, borrow a 10 from it. Sorry, I'll borrow a 1 from this, so it becomes a 10 here. 10 minus 2 is 8. 7 minus 4 is 3. 1 minus 1 is 0. So Firdaus gave 38 stamps to Faisal. Alright, and because of these 38 stamps, now Faisal has 168 stamps. So what do we do? 168 minus what is given to Faisal by Firdaus. Okay, so 8 minus 8 is 0, 6 minus 3 is 3, and 1 minus nothing is 1. So the answer is 130, which is C. Okay, now let's look at question 24. Haikal's mass is 67.7 kg. Shima's mass is 950 grams more than Haikal's. Calculate in kg their total mass. So first things first, I want to find the mass of Shima. Okay, now remember, 1 kg is equals to 1000 grams because kilo means 1000. Okay, so let me change. Okay, they want the answer in kg, so I'm changing Shima's mass, the extra, into kg first. Okay, so 950 grams, I have to divide by 1000 to give me the answer in kg. Now, how do we divide by 1000? The decimal point is here. You jump 3 times because of the 3 zeros. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So it's 0.95 kg. Okay? Now, Shima is 950 grams more than Haikal's mass. So, Shima's mass would be 67.7 plus 0.95. So you can see, I align the decimal point. Okay, I put them in the same line. Yikes, not again. And that's why it's easier for me to add them up without making a mistake. Okay, so 0, nothing plus 5 is 5. 7 plus 9 is 16. Right, 1 plus 7, 8. 8 plus 0, 8. And then 6 with nothing is 6. So this is Shima's mass. Okay, So their total mass in kg would be 68.65 plus 67.7. Okay, and this is nothing, so you can put a 0 here. 5 plus nothing is 5. 6 plus 7 is 13. 1 plus 8 is 9. 9 plus 7 is 16. Alright? 1 plus 6 is what? 7, right? 7 plus 6 is 13. So the answer is 136.35 kg. So that would be C. Okay? Now let's look at question 25. Diagram 4 shows the volume of water in pails S, T, and U. Calculate the mean volume in milliliters of water in the pail. So let's look at the volume in pail S first. So it's 2/3/4 liters. Remember, 1 liter is equals to 1000 milliliters. So I times 1000. Okay? Now this one is equals to, remember, I have 2 of these 4s. Okay? So it's 4/4 plus 4/4 and then 3/4. So 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. Okay? Times 1000. Now, 1000 I can divide by 2, right? 10 divided by 2 is 500. Now, 500 I can divide by 2 again because it's an even number, right? So 5 divided by 2 will be 2.5 and a 0. Okay? So 11 times 250. So remember, 10 times 250 is 2500. And then 1 times 250 is 250. So it's 2500 plus 250, which will give you 2750 milliliters. And that's for S. Okay? What about T? It's 3.05 liters and have to times it with 1000. So remember, you jump 3 times to the right. 1, 2, 3. So it's equals to 3050. Okay? Now let's see. U is 800 milliliters. So let's add them up. Okay? So we have 3050 plus 2750 plus 800. So 0, 0, 0, 0. 5 plus 5, 10. 10 plus 0 is still 0. Put a 1 up here. 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. 1 up here. And that will be 6. So the total is 6,600 milliliters. Okay? Now they want the mean. That means I have to divide by the number of pails to get the average. Okay? So 6,600 divided by 3. Now I can divide 6 by 3, right? 6 divided by 3 is 2. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 0 and 0. So the answer is 2,200 milliliters. Alright? So let's see. 2,200 milliliters. And that would be C. Yay! Okay? Now let's look at question 26. One Halida bought 5 liters of liquid W. She used 3/10 of the volume of the liquid W. How much volume in milliliters of liquid W is left? Okay, now let's change from liter to milliliters first. So remember, 1 liter is equals to 1000 milliliters. Okay, so 5 liter times 1000 would be 5000 milliliters, right? Because your decimal point, 1, 2, 3, right? Because of the 3 zeros, that's why it jumps 3 times. 0, 0, 0 is 5,000. Okay, now she used up 3 out of 10 of the volume of liquid W. So 3 out of 10 times 5,000 is equals to, now I can cancel the zeros, right? 5,000 divided by 10 is 500. Now 3 times 5 is 15, right? And there are 2 zeros at the back, 0, 0. So she used up 1,500 milliliters. So how much volume in milliliters of liquid W is left would be 5,000 minus 1,500. Okay? So 0 minus 0 is 0, 0 minus 0 is 0, 0 minus 5, I have to borrow. Right? Borrow 1 from here, it becomes a 10 here. 10 minus 5 is 5 because these two, they don't need to borrow from this one. Okay? 4 minus 1 is 3. So the answer is 3,500 milliliters, which is B. Okay? Now let's look at question 27. There are 40 apples and 150 mangoes in a basket. 20% of the mangoes are rotten. Calculate the total number of apples and mangoes which are still in good condition. So 20% is 20 over 100. So let's see how many are rotten. Okay, 20 over 100 times only mangoes, right? Not apples and mangoes. 150. Okay, so I have a 0 I could use here, and I could have a 0 that I could cancel from here. Right, so it's 2 times 15, which would be 30. So 30 mangoes are rotten. And now they want the total number of apples and mangoes which are still in good condition. So that means it's 40 apples plus 150 mangoes minus 30 mangoes. Alright? Now this is not nice to write. So first things first, I add these two up. 150 plus 40. Again, I put the larger number up there, smaller one at the bottom. Okay, it's always easier to add a smaller number to a bigger number. 5 plus 4 is 9. You have 1 with nothing, right? Then only you minus 30, the rotten mangoes. Alright, 0 minus 0, 0. 9 minus 3 is 6. And 1 minus nothing is 1. So the answer is D, 160. Okay? Now, let's look at question 28. For Hari Raya Idul Fitri, Rose Bakery receives an order of 39,200 biscuits. A week before Hari Raya, the bakery only manages to bake 28,448 biscuits. Which of the following shows the correct calculation to calculate the balance of unbaked biscuits? So they receive an order of 39,200 biscuits, and a week before Hari Raya, they managed to bake only 28,448 biscuits. So correct calculation to calculate the balance of the unbaked biscuits would be the total order, which is 39,200 minus 28,448. Do we have that? $39,200 minus 28,448. Right? And let's check and see whether it is the answer 10,752. So borrow 1 from here. So it becomes 9 because this one has to borrow from it. Okay, so 10 minus 8 is 2. 9 minus 4 is 5. 1 minus 4, I need to borrow 1 from this one. So 10 plus 1 is 11. Minus 4 is 7. 8 minus 8 is 0. 3 minus 2 is 1. So yes, it's 10,752. So the answer is B. Okay? Now, let's look at question 29. Table 1 shows the mass of butter needed by Xiulin to bake a loaf of bread and a cake. Xiulin wants to bake 12 loaves of bread and 3 cakes. Calculate the mass in grams of butter needed by Sulin. So she wants to make 12 loaves of bread. So how much butter would she need? So it would be 25 times 12. Okay, 5 times 2, 10. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1, 5. So 5 and 2. So you get 300 grams just for the 12 loaves of bread. Okay, now for cake, she needs 55 grams and she is baking 3 cakes. 5 times 3 is 15. Again, 15 plus 1, 165 grams. So the mass in grams of butter needed by Sulin to make 12 loaves of bread and 3 cakes would be 300 grams plus 165 grams. Okay, 0 plus 5, 5, 0 plus 6, 6, 3 plus 1 is 4. So the answer is 465 grams, which is C. Alright, now let's look at the last question for this episode. Tanisha used 3 3/4 meters of cloth to sew a dress. What is the length in meter of cloth needed to sew 5 similar dresses? So it's 3 3/4 times 5. Okay, now you can see the answer given to you is in decimal places. So let's change these to decimal. Alright, so we know that half is 0.5, a quarter is 0.25. So 3/4 is half and a quarter, right? Which is 0.5 plus 0.25. So 3/4 is 0.75. Okay, so 3 3/4 is equals to 3.75. Alright, now we need to find out what is the length of cloth needed for 5 similar dresses. So it's 3.75 times 5. Okay, now 5 times 5 is 25. 7 times 5 is 35. 35 plus 2, 37. Okay, put your 3 here. 3 times 5 is 15. 15 plus 3, 18. Now remember, your decimal point must be in the same position. As long as you write them accordingly, right? And you make lesser mistakes. So the answer would be 18.75 meters, which is A. Alright? Now that's the end of this episode, and I hope to see you in the next one. Alright? Remember to click the subscribe button as well as the bell button to receive notifications of any new episodes. I hope to see you next time, and study well.